Okay, everybody. The word for today is patience. Because I had planned this video about a couple weeks back, but I'm glad I waited because now I have confirmation. Thanks to all the spoilers that we have for the next chapter of Two Blue Vortex, it's confirmed all but that Ada has a choice to make. Like I said before in the last video, if she can make a choice at all. Because now the Motto knows that he can't bring back his daughter. And apparently Boruto may or may not crash out. Things are about to get real. So, let's get to it. Right, what's going on, everybody? This is your Anime Legacy and Anime Lounge here, giving you a video that I was gonna make to further talk about just how bad things about to get into Blue Vortex, but the spoilers came out and did that for me. And now I'm not gonna get into the whole Boroshiki stuff because that's for the pew pew heads and all that. I mean, I might make a video on Momoshiki myself if this video gets enough likes, so I just decide to do it because personally I want Momoshiki gone. I think I want him gone more than Shinju because he serves no real purpose. I mean, so what if he comes in and crashes out? How's that going to progress the story? Every alliance Boruto has is tentative anyway. About to get into that a little bit more in the next section. But the overall focus of this video is going to be Ada. Now, like I said in my last video, at some point, Amato will come after Ada and is going to try to take full control of the future. So, personally, I don't think that when things go down, Ada will have a choice, which will again pay off the line from the whole resolution of the hug situation and the relationship between all three girls, where Ada said, if you all kill me, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I mean, like I said in the last video, I thought that was just basically meaning that Ada was just saying, oh, well, I'm going to be on Kawaki's side no matter what. So if y'all going to be on Boruto's side, then I don't got a problem with that because I know there are actually people who actually love me for who I am. And I just made some real friends, but we just, had a difference of opinion. If y'all killed me, that'll be fine. But with the events of chapter 35 and the spoilers for chapter 36, I feel like if Ada has a choice, then she really needs to choose Boruto. Because things are about to get real. And we're going to explore that, starting off with something that needs to be addressed about Kawaki. Okay, so Naruto explained the video on this couple weeks back now, talking about Kawaki after Amato got a hold of him is about to start his villain arc. Let's make one thing clear: Kawaki's already a villain, and he's a villain because of the lie he told. We're just trying to decide whether he's a sympathetic villain or an irredeemable one right now. Now, getting back into the lie he told, let's discuss why that makes him a villain. Because basically, and this was something I had planned for another video, but I'm going to do it now. Kawaki understood that Konoha, and for you people on a certain political spectrum, it's got to be said, Kawaki took advantage of the discriminatory nature of Konoha. Because, see, Konoha, people have this conception that Konoha is good. With the truth of the matter is, Konoha is America. And it's mostly liberal America. It's like you had basically liberals running America. That's why Konoha doesn't have as much, shady stuff going on. I mean, CJ Champ, earlier this year, just literally made a 50-minute video on just basically half the world's problems was caused by Donzo. The half dead dude that the elders backed. So, yeah. Why isn't Konoha, looked at as evil? Well, it's because Hashirama Senshu mostly ran things. Tobirama set up some of the stuff like, NC7, NC Hammer 23's video on the oppression of the Uchiha. Go look that one up. Basically tells you that, Tobirama did the politically correct thing, but as far as ending the discriminatory nature or quelling the discriminatory and predatory feelings that people had toward the Uchiha, they only inflamed it, and basically to the point where basically genocide or brainwashing were the only ways to fix the situation. Again, look at the story of Kushina. Kushina was there to help. Kushina was there to help contain Kurama. All of Kurama. Not half like Naruto. All of Kurama. And she was bullied for her red hair. I mean, she beat her bullies behind, but she was bullied nonetheless. And when the Cloud Village, or whatever village that was, tried to take her, only Minato went to go get her. I mean, this is somebody who came from their homeland to be a vessel for a tailed beast to help you all out. And just because she ain't from your village, you treat her like garbage. Not even caring somebody else, not even protecting the war asset you have, which is basically the walking nuke that is Kurama, tail beast. Because you don't like her. Kawaki understands this discriminatory nature, and because he's a coward and doesn't want to bear the burden of being the bad guy in the room like Boruto is doing now in Two Blue Vortex, he lies when he sees omnipotence because he knows I don't have to do the work. Again, this is why the Shinju are just, again, and Momoshiki are for the pew heads. All the stuff that makes Two Blue Vortex good is kind of more stuff that doesn't, rely on shonen. Boruto has basically had his friends and family sicked on him. I mean, let's look at it. I mean, he can't go home to Auntie Hana and be like, you go and look at all those parent and child day things, and when she was training him with the Rasengan, I got mad at him because he said Hinata's cooking was better than his, which is probably true, by the way. Yeah. He go try to see Auntie Hana be now. She gonna want to play, stick the kunai in your chest and hope you don't get back up. I mean, even Himawari tells you in the first chapter of Two Blue Vortex that this conversation has come up before about how she feels her parents are still alive and how she should help Boruto. And she says that she knows she'll be scolded for saying it. So obviously by that you can assume that they've probably she's probably tried to tell somebody how she felt about Boruto and maybe tried to stick up for Boruto like Sarada did at one point and got scolded, and then so she's taking the approach of her mother. Well, yeah, she'll help Boruto. But then not help Boruto, but do it in silence and strategically, not out in the open. Again, everything that we have coming in the next chapter with Shikamaru. Shikamaru's job is in jeopardy because he's seen as helping the killer of Naruto and Hinata. That's all because of Kawaki's lie. That's all because of Kawaki's lie. Boruto's friends and family have been turned against him because of lie, not necessarily because of omnipotence. But we forget about that because we tie omnipotence to the lie, and for this conversation, we're going to separate the two. The lie is not connected to omnipotence. You can prove that Boruto did not kill Naruto and Hinata. You cannot change the fact that people think that Kawaki is Naruto's, real birth son. So basically, anybody, and if you are somebody who wants Sarada to become Hokage, then the lie has to be exposed too, because Kobe was gonna come after people who have been known to aid Boruto in battle. So Boruto has been isolated in all ways, shapes, and forms because it's like that's insidious, turning people who were friends and family against somebody just because their minds have been altered through omnipotence. So, how's this all relate to Ada? Well, that is where we're going to have to get into a writing discussion and the characterization of Ada and how that is being portrayed in the media. Okay, like one of the main reason my first video is on Noel being Hinata done correctly is because people get the pew pew brain when it comes to women. Like basically, if a female character in a show isn't going around acting like a you know a dude without a wiener, you know, for non-demonetization reasons, they're always considered a weak character. Like I'm gonna cover this when I finally get around because I really want to get some money and figure out how to actually do the imaging and picture work and film clip stuff to add to these videos, because for that video I really need certain clips to really show what I need to show and really get deep into why Noel is he not done correctly. But for this video we're going to talk about Sarada and Ada. Because a lot of people look at Sarada and say that she's kind of written like Sasuke or her mother or something, even some ways like Naruto. I feel like she's written a lot like Hinata should have been, and the same goes for Sumire, where they're the women who love the boy that everybody told you was a bad seed, but people didn't look enough into because politics and everything about Naruto and Sasuke's past was G14 classified. So basically, no one was really supposed to know about Naruto, but like Naruto explained, said in his video about why Naruto likes noodles, and CJ Champ kind of piggyback on his video on Danzo that basically Danzo snitched and told and leaked it that Naruto was the Jinchuriki, and that's why Naruto's life, was the way it was, and obviously he did what he did with Shisui. So yeah, Danzo screwed over both of them. So the daily screw Danzo, we got that thing, we getting that in. Anybody think Danzo is a hero who just did everything for the sake of the leave? Yeah, go watch CJ Chen's video on Danzo. I'm just saying, bro. Just saying. That man's villain. But as for Sarada and Sumire getting back on topic, they are the women right now that have to stand in the shadows. Although Sarada is being pushed more into this situation with Cole, they are the women who support the man that the world thinks is a bad seed but doesn't understand. Ada, on the other hand, is written like Sakura, and I'm about to piss off Sakura fans, but I don't care because, like I say, screw Sakura too. Let's keep it a buck. Sakura is the abused chick who got lucky. If you ever look at Sakura's character, she's the girl who chased after the bad boy, who didn't understand the bad boy, and tried to fix him. And she got lucky that the bad boy got beat down after he slapped her around a couple of times. I was just watching a clip of Boruto, talking to Sasuke in the anime, talking about like, I want to be just like you. He's like, I want to be like you and not my dad. He said, nobody. Sasuke had to tell him like, nobody should want to be like me. And I'm like, yup. Cause you don't. He's like, nah, come on, Sasuke, you cool. He's like, yeah, boy, you don't know why that man don't got arm. You like, your daddy don't tell you why he only got one arm. Sasuke ain't tell you why he ain't got one arm. Go back and watch Naruto Shippuden, 477 to 479, or read, the last few chapters, of the manga. Yeah. Yeah. We gonna talk about that when we talk about Sarda and her eye. That's another video because that arms, that arm that Sasuke lost and the arm that Naruto lost, technically is a spiritual thread for Sarda's outfit. Even if you're going on it, that is the spiritual thread for Sarada's outfit. But on to Sakura and Ada, let us not forget, if Kawaki's lie is exposed, Ada can turn on him with full immunity, not just because of her Senrigan, but mostly because she was forced. Remember, she was choked up. That was the first step of abuse when it came to Ada and Kawaki, when he choked her up and made her tell the lie. So she has the ability to actually, leave him if, he doesn't treat her right. That's why I even said that, one of the ways that Amato could bring Ada into the fold is to have Kawaki raise her up. Because Boruto is kind of sort of right now in the middle of the NTR phase. It's like he got her thinking about her. Like, yeah, she thinking about him in her sleep and all that. But she's not at the point of leaving. It's like, yeah, it's a nice fantasy. Like, yeah, when, it's a nice fantasy to have at night, but she ain't gonna leave, Kawaki for him. She ain't ready to try to make that fantasy a reality, shall we say, yet. And that kind of goes into the choice that she's gonna have to make, because Amato is desperate. Like I said in the last video, Amato having control of the future, like, is a terrible thing. Like, another reason I don't think that the Boroshiki stuff is gonna matter is because in the spoilers, we got the revelation. We got two revelations that, one, Boruto is gonna turn to Boroshiki. Two, and more importantly, Kawaki was gonna go horn Kawaki, and that they were gonna clash. And when it comes to this video, when it comes to this, Amato's not gonna let it happen, because he found out that in every future that Kashi Koji has saw, his daughter does not get revived because Jura won and the world is destroyed. So if Boruto and Kawaki are necessary to basically save the world and stop Jura, then yeah, Amato's gonna find a way to keep Momoshiki from taking over Boruto's body. And then give Boruto karma so Boruto and Kawaki can fight and save Konoha and the world. Because, like he said, everything is about his daughter. And this is where, like I said, we are on the model's future. So the future's going to be whatever it's going to be. So don't get happy about Momoshiki. Don't get happy about Boroshiki and all that stuff. We on the model's time. A model is all that matters. Don't care what Naruto explain videos come out. Yeah, support that man and look at his videos and all. But just keep that in your mind. You know, Boroshiki doesn't matter. Momoshiki don't matter. Shinju don't matter. The world revolves around a model. That's the point of this video. That's the point of the last video. The world and the future will be what a model wants it to be. He's going to try to take control of Ada because Ada will give him pinpoint control of the future. So how's that going to work, you ask? Well, the way it's going to work is by combining the Senreigan with 10 directions. Because the Senreigan gives you pinpoint vision into the future. That means he will be able to see, if he can combine the Senreigan with 10 directions, basically a model will be able to see the moments that lead to the moments where, you know, timeline divergence happens. Like, what's the one decision that I have to make sure someone makes, or doesn't make, to ensure the future that I see happen? Because my goal is to keep my dust, to make a world for me and my daughter to live in. So I'm going, like I said, if it means keeping Boruto alive and keeping Momoshiki from doing what he do, then Momoshiki is gonna be dealt with. Personally, I hope and pray that basically that Momoshiki gets sealed inside that sword. That would be a great moment for Sumarek. And I think it's a Chekhov's gun that needs to be had, because let's not forget, she didn't get a chance to tell Boruto everything she did with that sword because he just flew off. But let's be clear. That's what Sumire is gonna do. We don't know what Amato is gonna do, because even just like that sword has a way of stopping Boroshiki, then basically Amato's gonna have to deal with. And we don't know what he's gonna do. And yes, this will also lead to him probably upgrading Kawaki as well, because, and that's probably the part where Kawaki may go down a full villain arc, like I said. But that's going to be more him being a sympathetic villain, because, again, he doesn't have control anymore. But that's all I got for this one. If you like anything you heard, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.